next question up, we see here in the question sentence that it's split up into two. We have if one batch requires 4/5 cups, how many batches can be made? This is what we care about. How many batches can be made? That's all I care about. Now, the one caveat here is, and this might trip us up, is that we're dealing with a fraction inside of the actual context. But I'll show you how we can kind of get past that. So here's what we're going to do. We want to know how many batches we can make. And we see that a kitchen has this many cups of yeast. If one batch requires this many cups, how many batches can we make? So everyone, to show you exactly what needs to be done, I'm going to first show you an easier example of the same situation. Everyone, if I were to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and, we have, let's say, 20 cookies. And so if one kid requires, let's say, 5 cookies, if we say one kid requires 5 cookies, everyone, how many kids can we serve cookies to? Just this little example. Yeah, I see a lot of us throwing down the number 4. 4 kids, 4 kids, 4 kids. What made you think of that, everybody? What made you think of that? Because when we think about it, hey, if one kid is 5 cookies, how many kids is 20? Well, if you divide, right, 20 divided by 5, that's going to give you 4 groups of 5, or 4 kids that you can give cookies to. Now, the only thing that you might not be thinking of that same thing when it comes to this problem is probably because you see a fraction. Well, it's the same idea, everybody. We have 48 cups of yeast, and one batch requires 4/5 of a cup. One batch, 4/5 of a cup. So what we're trying to figure out is how many times can we add this up to get 48 cups? Or how many times can 4/5 of a cup fit into 48? One more time, everybody. What operation is that? Seeing how many times one number can fit into another. Like seeing how many times we can fit 5 cookies into 20 cookies. Yeah, that's division. That's division all the way. Now, when you write it out, yeah, you're going to freak yourself out. You're going to be like, this doesn't seem right. 48 cups divided by 4/5 of a cup? No, yeah, that is correct. That is true. It just so happens that the number is a fraction, but the idea, the reasoning is sound. We divide the total number of cups by the number of cups that we need per item. And once we think about it, that's division. How many of one can fit into another? That's division. Just so happens to be a fraction. Everybody, what are the 3 letters that we're going to follow for our rule here? KCF. That's right. KCF. Keep, change, flip. I am going to keep the 48 the same. Let me go ahead and just use purple for that. I'll keep that the same. I will change from division to multiplication, and then I will flip the 4/5 to 5/4. That's all we have to do. And once we do that, now we're set, because it's just arithmetic from here. We can now say that this 48 is the same as 48/1. And before we continue, would anybody here be open to simplifying before we multiply? Yeah, I hope you see it. We have that 48 up top, the 4 on the bottom. We can simplify those. We don't have to wait until the end. We don't have to wait until we do 48 times 5, 240, and then we divide that by 4. We don't have to wait that long. We can simplify first. By doing so, we can say, hey, look, 48 and 4 are both divisible by 4. So let's get rid of that. I'll divide by 4 up here and down here, canceling it out on the bottom and the top. 48 divided by 4 gives us 12. And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. Look at that. Everyone, what's 12 multiplied by 5? That's 60. Booyah. And we are done. We can make 60 batches. Because again, if we need, or if we have this many cups total, and we need this many cups for each batch, we'll divide to see how many batches we can make. And there's our answer. Answer choice B, 60 batches.